Right guys, we are back on with the Audi TT that is in the workshop. We're going to strip it down. We have just managed to open the bonnet. The handle itself was actually broken. They have Cat S's, but I can't see that anyone's had this bonnet open to actually assess if this is actually a Cat S or not. So it'd be interesting to see what we think. Should it have been a Cat S? But we're going to start stripping this down. We'll get a time lapse going of what we've done. And then what I'll do is I'll cut in between and I'll show you how we get on. You are not going to believe the phone call we have just taken. The owner of this vehicle has just confirmed how this damage occurred. Let's take a look. Okay, so we did think the damage was kind of like he hadn't hit a sharp object, and it turned out that the owner had hit a deer. And as you can see, there's still deer in the headlight. There's bits of deer in the grills. There's bits of deer hair, well, all round the front end. Back onto the serious part of this video, but yes, it was a deer that caused all this damage. So hopefully the deer was okay, because I honestly don't like the idea of hitting animals. That's not what I like. But let's have a look to see what we've got to do here. We have got coolant in here, which is a first. Anyone who's watched the Maserati video knows what no coolant looks like. We have also got oil on the dipstick, albeit on the minimum, but oil nonetheless. So what we're going to do now, we've just had a quick look at the headlights, because our initial thought was, oh, maybe they are Xenons and they would normally have a ballast down here, which if I put the light on, you can see does not have a ballast. So we should be able to sort that headlight out relatively cheaply. We are going to take this middle section of the grille out, which is replaceable. I don't think we're going to be able to save this wing, unfortunately, because when you look down here, aluminium wing, it is split. So it's looking like we're going to have to find a wing, and we have got no locking wheel bolt for the wheels. Isn't it amazing what we find on these cars? Have a look at this. So, as you can see, no tyre tread on that car. And I can't even move the wheel where it's seized solid. So, binding brakes. Oh, another tyre. No tread on the tyre. But then look, in here, we have got Brembo caliper? I don't think so. Brembo brake cover that's just been put onto the original caliper. Look at that. Look at it. Let's see if the rears have got anything on it. Oh my. We have got a fake Brembo rear, but it gets worse. It's got bloody Phillips screws holding. Look, it's got Phillips screws holding the covering. And again, look, imagine going to bleed those brakes, but they're not real bleed nipples. And he's got a screw holding in the cover. Oh my. Guys, let me turn this off. Oh my. The stuff we find on this. No wonder this guy crashed the car. Because, to be honest, he probably wouldn't have hit the deer if he had tread on the tyres. He probably skidded straight into that deer. It probably rode up on his bonnet, shit all over the place, and run off. Right, let's get on with stripping this vehicle. So first thing is first, we could not get those wheels off because the Dynamec tool that we only had a C blade and it would not fit the wheel nut. So it was straight up in the air and we thought to ourselves, right, let's just get this off. So wheel arch liners out, and to be honest, it was only T20, T30, a 10mm and the odd 13mm, and that whole front end came off. Right, so that is basically the front bumper, surrounds, grille, stripped down. Have a look at this, guys. Any of you in the chat, insurance people, have a look at this. Tell me if you think this is a Cat S. Right, so you can clearly see on here where it's hit the deer, but no actual damage to the surround. No actual damage to any of the lower cross member. No damage to the air conrad. A slight twist on here. A broken headlight here. I'm trying not to say deer. So yeah, here. There's not even any damage down on the cradle for the rad pack. And you can see on this side as well. There's not even any damage to the crash bar. So why has this been a Cat S? Any insurance people? Any insurance people in this video? Well, not in this video, but watching this video. Why is it a Cat S? Is it because they couldn't get the bonnet open and they thought, do you know what? Just Cat S it, get it gone. But let me know. So, this is it. We are now removing the crash bar and taking out the bonnet latch to be able to get access to the front panel. Once we had removed the plastic front panel that holds all the rad pack in, we could then assess everything, the chassis legs, to see if this car, in fact, has been damaged. Right then, people, that is the end of part 2. For the Audi TT. As you can see in here, we have stripped the front end. But, surprisingly, we've got no structural damage. How did they get to a Cat S? Let's have a look. So, as you can see on the floor, we have taken the rad pack surround out. The bumper, the grille. Grille can be replaced separately, so that is what we're going to do. But we have had the crash bar off. We have inspected the chassis legs. And look, absolutely no damage structurally to either of the legs. Look, nothing at all. So, how did they get to the damage on that vehicle? So, next for us is going to be ordering the parts. And you know how we work. We ain't happy with them brakes. I'm not happy with the wheels. I'm not happy with the tyres. I'm not happy with the wing. I'm not happy with the grille. Everything's getting replaced. Because you know from the last 2 builds with the Mercedes van and the GTI, you know how I work. You know it has to be right. So, we're going to be ordering the parts, and then part 3 should be the last series of the Audi TT. So, let me know what you think. Should it have been a Cat S, or do you think someone's made a mistake?